You kind of got me with that one.
Come on, bro.
Kind of got me.
Come on, bro.
Damn.
And that's why I'm trying. Our teacher, Honorable Louis Farrakhan, said that there's a fix to this. He said there's a fix to this. It's a simple fix. He says, once the black man starts valuing his own self, right, then he can start valuing his brother, right? He says, once you take the BR off of brother, it spells other. I can't treat the other me bad, right? I can't treat the other me bad because I'll be treating myself bad. But because I don't see you as my brother, and because I don't have any love for myself, I will never be able to treat you. Come on, man. If you have love for yourself, then you will realize that the person next to you is your other me. Because, and for people who not even, what was Jesus? Love thy neighbor. Jesus was
talking to people in whole or the black community.
But I'm talking to everybody. But we talking especially. We know this. We know especially the black community. We just know. You don't even have to say it at this point. Jesus said, "Love thy neighbor." And I don't think that resonates. You know why you can't love your neighbor? Because you don't love
yourself.
Come on, brother. As difficult as it was to
why
bring.
the hell it didn't say love yourself instead of love thy neighbor?
I ain't got that answer, bro. I'm pretty sure it's in there. I'm pretty sure it's in there some context. But we got to make that champion that new narrative to love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you won't hurt yourself. And a lot of the shit that I see that people put themselves through is not loving yourself. Why would you stay in an abusive relationship? Because you don't love yourself. Why would you put yourself in a situation where you got to go to prison and go away from your family? Because you don't love yourself. Shit. Because when you love yourself, loving yourself is a different energy, brother. And
sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Facts. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's some of these people out here, when you said that, it made me think about hustling.
Okay.
Why would you put yourself in a situation where you know you're going to go to jail, right? But you got to think about some people don't have the options you have, the options I have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I've been there, so I done been on both sides. So it's like, I know what I'm doing gonna get me, if I get caught, but shit, I ain't got that option right now.
That's facts.
But one thing about me, I ain't gonna say I was a drug dealer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've sold drugs before.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I had to do what I had to do at that time.
You was in a situation. You was in situations.
I ain't really agree with, you know what I'm saying? You don't love yourself because you doing something that will put you in harm's way. That's kind of.
I would say this. The reason why I say that is because if somebody taught you to love yourself from the beginning, you wouldn't even necessarily be in that situation. That's 90%.
But you can't say that I don't because I'm doing this.
Listen.
I think that's kind of a.
And we have to understand where drug dealing come from inside of the black community. And that's one of the biggest crutches that I see a lot of brothers lean on. And I got to call it out sometimes because they say, I had to do what I had to do to feed my. Now, look, hey, on paper, for generations, I used to say shit like I used to think that was, hey, yo, you had to do what you had to do.
At a certain point, sometimes you do.
But check
this, though. When you can't even get hired at Wendy's.
Come on, bro.
What you going to do?
But listen.
Well, no, answer that question. If you can't get hired at Wendy's.
Yeah.
Hardee's.
Yep. Where does that come from, though?
Because they worried about some old petty ass charge that ain't even a felony, but that's neither here or there. But when you can't get hired at something as simple as fucking Wendy's, what other options do you fucking have? And what options do you have?
Hey,
if Wendy's is not gonna hire me,
I ain't saying that. You right. You are completely right about that. You are in a situation you got to get the bread the way you got to get the bread. Just my argument would be, brother, if somebody taught you self-love and how to value yourself since you was a child, I guarantee you wouldn't even be in the situation where you would even have to have a felony to have to work at Wendy's. Because if you value yourself and somebody taught you to love yourself when you was a child, the things you would have done and produced.
Okay, but what about those people that didn't have that and now, like me?
Now you have to reevaluate your life. And then you have to start taking, you're correct, but then you have to start taking every step there is to living a fulfilled life through positivity and loving yourself. But you will never get out of that lifestyle until you start loving yourself.
So you want better.
That's it.
Sure. I can dig that.
That's it.
I can agree with that.
That's real. And that's for anybody. If you feel like you're in a situation where you gotta do, and that's a stripper's prime example.
To a certain extent.
I'm saying, but look, most strippers, people think that stripping, you know what type of mentality it takes? You know what type of background a lot of them girls got?
Fucked up background.
Come on, brother.
Issues.
I ain't never seen not one stripper who was just like, yeah, nah, I just felt I loved it. Like
Diamond.
But the backgrounds that these girls have, they not the cleanest. It's a lot of trauma in their lives.
I can dig that.
That's a lot of fucking trauma. Even if you in that situation, you start saying to yourself today, yo, I'm gonna treat myself better. I'm gonna start valuing myself. I'm gonna start loving the way I can't tell you how to love yourself. I can't tell you how to value yourself. You gotta figure what that is for yourself. Mm-hmm. But once you start taking those steps, you'll end up in a different place. Come on, brother.
True.
Come on.
Right.
That's all it's about. For 90% of people in our community, 90% for people in our community, we are in the places that we are in because we did not value, we did not see the potential, we were not taught, we were not educated.
I think the biggest thing is we were not taught.
We're not taught.
But the blind can't lead the blind.
You correct.
We got to start somewhere.
Correct.
You got to start with education. Yep. That's where it starts. Because you can't miss something you don't know exists.
Yeah.
Like, how can I say, goddamn, Africa is beautiful? I ain't never seen it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
So, education.
Education is key, man.
I think as a whole, though,
mm-hmm.
I'll give it another, I say 20 years from now. And maybe not. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a big change in the black community as far as 40, 50, 60 years ago, back in the 70s, you didn't see black women walking around twerking, they ass all hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Like it is now, you know what I'm saying? I think that it's going to be a switch.
You think it's going to switch back over?
I think it's going to go back to black women not downgrading. You know what I'm saying? Degrading themselves in a sense. You know
and
what
black
saying?
men not degrading themselves.
Exactly, because it's going to get to the point where it's going to be so many. We grew up on that generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was that generation that was taught by those parents that, you know what I'm saying? So now we have a whole generation. Some of our generation still fucked up.
Yeah.
But I feel like the generation that came after us, that's the fucked up generation. If you was born between 90, I'll say if you was born between 90 and 97, 6.
Okay.
Maybe 8. You might have been around in that decent generation. 95, I'm gonna say 95. But we grew up in that generation where we was taught by the parents that was probably on drugs, running the streets, ain't teach us shit. So it's a lot of us that want better.
Yeah.
So in return, we're gonna teach the new generation. You know what I'm saying? Probably 2-3 more generations from now. That's gonna be the generation that we start to affect. And then eventually, as you know, it's going to start to trickle back down to, okay, it's going to be more and more. It's going to be more common. I don't like going to the store and seeing niggas. Like, when I say niggas, I don't mean black people. I mean motherfuckers that's in there all ignorant, yelling, belligerent, all, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of make me feel some type of way. It's like, damn, that's how we look.
Facts.
No wonder these white folks look at us like that. No wonder the world looks at us like that. You know what I'm saying? Because what are we showing them? And I say niggas, not black people. It's not, it's a big ass fucking difference.
We know the difference.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not you my uncle always say, you can't be a nigga all your life.
Yeah.
And that's some real shit.
Facts.
You can't, because there's a certain point. Well, I was a nigga up until recently.
before you made the change.
Recently. But yeah, it's like now it's like that's not how you raise your kids. Like me growing up, like I say about 5 years ago, I would have thought 6 years ago, I would have thought, yeah, shit, it ain't shit wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how we grew up. But it's like, because I didn't see nothing, I didn't know nothing other than that, other than the streets, hood. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now that I see is more to life than damn selling drugs, running the streets, always at the club, buying all the new J's, but I ain't got a fucking car. You know what I'm saying? It is more to life than that.
Yeah, it is.
It is so much more. And then once you realize that,
growth.
At first you're going to be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And stressed.
Anxiety.
That was my first two emotions. I was scared. Remember when I was calling you? I was talking like, bro, I'm scared. Yeah. I seen this change about to come. I seen it from being minimum wage to middle class. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference between niggas and black people.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's the best way I can put it. You know what I'm saying? And I seen that change from like, damn, I'm really about to
step over.
Yeah, like I'm about to
go to the next level. And you didn't know how to,
and
you
I
didn't know how to
expect. Yeah. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I know I always had it in me.
Yeah.
But it's now I got the opportunity to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was scared, bro. Like I was terrified. Like
it is.
But once you get to that point, either you're gonna let it mold you or you're gonna let it fold you.
Facts.
And most people, if they do realize that, they fold. How many times I wanted to quit?
Yeah.
You know how many times I said, fuck this shit?
Yeah.
I can't do it. I'm stressed. I'm about to pull my dreads out. I can't, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't let it break me. But if you let it mold you.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Once you really start to see what life is about, because that's what it really is.
Yeah.
Like, and people think you better than them, or you think that you're better than them, or whatever the case may be. It's peaceful.
Peace.
Like really, like once you really put everything in perspective and put everything together, it's peaceful. Like I mean, I still be stressed out. Yeah. But that's with anything. But me now versus me 2020.
A different mentality.
Me 2014, 2015, totally different nigga. Totally different person.
Yeah.
See, you had to catch it. I'm not a nigga. I'm a black man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
black man.
Don't cheat.
Right.
But nah, it's a totally different person, man. Yeah. It's like my mind. And I was wondering why I was like, why am I so stressed out? Why am I all this? I ain't have like no peace. If you ain't got peace within, you ain't gonna get it nowhere else. And that's basically what you was just saying. Love yourself first. Before we can change the world, we got to change ourselves. I think Tupac said that.
Yeah.
I think it did. But that's the same thing. I had to find peace within before I could get peace, you know what I'm saying, on the outside. And I had to clear everything out on my inside before I could put stuff together out here in this world.
Yeah.
And it's like my mind then is
totally different.
Totally different. It's like I see the world totally different.
And that's a blessing that you were able to get that opportunity.
Most people don't get that.
They don't.
And when they do, they stay stagnant. They don't.
They don't know how to go through that wall.
Yeah, like they say God ain't gonna give you
nothing
that you can't handle. But some people don't try to keep going. They don't try to keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you working out, you got to keep going when you're tired.
Yeah.
Or they just quit when they tired. You never go. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And it's like for a long time, it took me to like, man, life is really, if you sit here and think about everything and put it all in perspective, it'll drive you crazy.
It will. So,
I wonder how many times you see a person sitting out there on the side of the road.
Because life broke them.
Some of these bums or homeless people probably were doctors, lawyers, judges, teachers, police officers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I be sitting there, I'm like, damn. I don't never judge nobody because you don't know what they went through. Yeah, you don't know what they went through, but damn. life is crazy.
It is, man.
Like, life is
It's not promised, man. This shit is not
that's
no joke.
how you know that it's so diverse and so complex that this shit just ain't happen.
Yeah.
There's no way in the hell.
Hmm.
It's a God.
Come on.
Whatever you want to call him.
Whatever you want to call
I
him.
don't give a damn what you want to call him. That's your belief, but you can't tell me that it's not.
Yeah.
Like, life is too diverse, man. Like,
The complexity.
it's too complex,
life.
and then it's like you start to think about this. It's like, man,
This ain't no accident, brother. Nothing happens on
I
accident.
be feeling like that with Kanye too, man.
Pause.
Hey, look,
Hey, hold on.
let me say what this.
Hold on, I was about to say, we'll bring that back. Pause on that note. We're going to pick that right back up on chapter 2 of the Sean from the Ville podcast.
Pause.